I'm not sure why this took me so long. Playmobil Ghostbusters 2 Winston. I think it's time to finally unbox and put this together. It's geeking time! Welcome back, everyone. Well, okay. So the last time I did the Playmobil Ghostbusters 2 unboxing of all those all the characters themselves of Stans, Venkman, and Egon, plus the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man figure, that was full on during the lockdown. I think that was 4 years ago. And I found Winston. I was complaining that there was no Winston. I couldn't find Winston. If you want to go watch that video, go check that video out. But I did finally find Winston, and I found Winston at my Dollarama, like I found the other Ghostbusters, back in 2022. So I'm thinking to myself right now, why did it take me so long to finally get around to Winston? Especially with the fact that I kept complaining that there was not enough Winston, and no one ever includes Winston in anything. So when I was pleasantly surprised to find him at my Dollarama, and when I say find him, I mean like every Dollarama had nothing but Winston, and nobody was buying him. Unlike the other three, when people were buying them up, I had to grab him. But again, it took me so damn long to do the unboxing. I had other things that came across that I was like, all right, I'm going to do a review of that. I'm going to do this. So I never really got around to Winston. Well, I figured now that the Frozen Empire, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is coming out this year, let's take a look at Winston. Let's get over to the backdrop. Let's open this up and let's put him together and let's see if he stands well next to the other Ghostbusters. All right, so let's take a look at Winston as the package is rotating around. So once again, just like the other Ghostbusters that I took a look at 3 years ago at this point, he is the same thing where you can put them together, and there is that defunct application that you can use now where you can put his trap down and scan it, and the ghost will appear. And it's the same packaging as the other Ghostbusters that I took a look at 3 years ago now at this point. The same packaging, and it's just delivering the same thing. It's just that Winston might be a little different, not only in design, but as well in accessory. All right, spinning. Makes you a little dizzy, right? Well, that's not what we want. We don't want to make ourselves dizzy. As you can see on the packaging here, those are the 4 you can get in the pack, and I already have these 3. Now today, 3 years later, we're taking a look at Winston Zeddemore. There's the barcode, and this was released in, does it say down here? I'm not sure if it says it down here. It's got to say it somewhere. Oh yeah, there you go, 2018, and I'm looking at these in 2024. 6 years! 6 years since this was released. That's where Boom of the Nerd is taking a look at this. At least for the other ones, I took a look at them 4 years after they were released, or 3 years maybe. Yeah, 3 years after the release. So here we are, 6 years after this one was released. So it's been 3 years. Oh my god, I don't know what happened with me. How time? I don't know. I can't tell you why. I really wish I could tell you why. Hey, at least we're here. Frozen Empire is coming out. It's the 40th anniversary of Ghostbusters. Not just that, the 35th anniversary of this film right here. I figure, why not take a look at him today? All right, so let's get my friend Blanca out here, just in case we do need him to open up the packaging, or at least contents on the inside. Let's get the package open. Ooh, wow. Treated to another barcode there. And as I thought, everything is in little baggies like I did last time. There's his ghost trap. Some more slime. Okay, and just everything that comes with it. Let's put that box aside. There's just an empty void. Emptiness. There's nothing there. It's just a void. It's just a void of ghost busting adventures on there.
The real Ghostbusters will return after these messages. We now return to the real Ghostbusters.
Do not worry, I will not let y'all go alone in that abyss without me as your guide, in any of my videos at least. We don't go into the abyss. We don't go into the unknown without each other. Okay, here's your instruction manual on how to put Winston's stuff together. And what is this right here? Oh, that's the same little... Oh, we don't need this shit. All right, so in this baggie contains Winston. In this baggie contains all of his little goodies. There is the flashing ghost trap with the Ghostbusters logo. You got some stickers right here. And you got a little standing board, which again, I think they're just to display them. All right, here we go. We got a lot of stuff to do. Where's Vanessa when I need her to do this? No. It's like, I don't need her to do all this with that Santa's workshop. That was a lot. I don't know. I did a time lapse on that. You guys didn't see it, but it took us about a good 2 to 3 hours just to build that. Time lapse wise, it only took 15 minutes. So might just do a time lapse with this guy right here. And yeah, you know what? Let's do a time lapse with putting together Winston. And once Winston's all put together, we'll come back and we'll divulge and we'll review him and we'll compare him to the others. All right, and there we have it. We have our Winston fully put together, fully assembled. I don't know what the purpose of this piece of shit cardboard is, but that's dumb. All right, so again, we have some of this pink slime because that's the focus of the movie, is the slime inside of the sewers. That comes with Winston. And then we have, of course, the ghost trap. Let me just remove this for a moment. That's just a little neat effect, I find. But there you go. You got your ghost trap, which opens and closes. And then the stepping, well, this is the part to open it up. So it looks really cool. And then, of course, like I showed you before, you've got the ghost effect, which all the Ghostbusters come with to put on top of the ghost trap. And then we have Winston himself. Comes with a big old gun. Got his PKE meter. It's from, there you go. He's got his pack on the back there. And as you can see, the vest is removable, so you can remove that vest. And if you want to just have a classic looking jumpsuit, there you go. But in terms of articulation, his head moves all the way around. Actually, you know what? Let me remove this. Let me get this off of Winston. Let me show you. There you go. Let's take a look at the gun first. The blaster. So there you go. Very well. It's kind of detailed, at least for a Playmobil. Once this is plugged in, however, I will say keep it plugged in because it's going to keep coming out. And this is just stuck in right there. Let's get the PKE meter and show the PKE meter. It's just a really small standard PKE meter. Nothing much to it. A little decal on there is just something to put on. And this is going to come off or not. I don't feel like breaking it. There we go. So you got his vest with the pack on the back there. You got nothing much to it. It's just sculpted. That's all. And there we go. We got Winston right here. So, and then you got his removable gloves. So his arms go all the way around, both of them. His head moves not quite all the way around, but just that much. And then he's got a bend right there, forward. And that's it. And there's what your Winston... Take two, and that's what your Winston looks like. So let's go ahead and put everything back on Winston. Let's get him in comparison and sizing with the others. Alrighty. So here we go. There's Winston. Let's bring it a little closer, actually. A little too far off. So there's Winston. Now let's bring in the rest of them compared to Winston that we had to look at 3 years ago. All right, so here is Peter Venkman. His blaster is in his face. There you go, Peter Venkman. And then we've got Egon. And then we have, finally, we've got Ray. Was that song there from Ghostbusters 2? Do, Ray, Egon. The 4 Ghostbusters. Here we go. All 4 of them together at last. At last. No longer just the 3. Winston has taken part of the crew. I'm actually pretty happy to have Winston now. These things are not the greatest. I still actually, you know what, as it stands, I still think that Egon is the best of them all because in a weird sense, yeah, in a weird sense, he's the one that looks most like Egon. I'll tell you that right now. And I think Harold Ramis would probably be happy with this, at least. I don't know about Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, or even Ernie Hudson about Winston, but yes, as Egon looks the best out of all 3 of them. All right, let's get into the measuring and let's see how tall these things are, because that's one thing that I did not do last time around. So starting with, I'm pretty sure they're all the same height. So Ray is just a little over 2 inches, which gives us 150 centimeters about. Let me see, is he the same thing? Peter Venkman is almost 3 inches. And then you have Egon, whom is almost 3 inches as well. So he's standing at a little over 150 centimeters, it looks like. And then Winston is just over the 2-inch mark. So they're all pretty much the same height, give or take. Maybe Venkman and Egon are a little taller, but you know, Egon has the hair, so maybe that's a little reason why. And then one of the cool things are about Ray, he's got that removable mask. All in all, these are not the greatest looking little figs. But you know what though, if you want to, if you're at the dollar store, if you're at the Dollarama and you come across these, I think they're maybe like $3 each. Last time I was there, I think they still had some Winston, and I bought this last year or the year before. I don't think they have any of these guys anymore, but maybe check your Dollaramas and see if they do have them. Because you know what though, at $3 a pop, you're looking at $12 for all 4 of these Ghostbusters. It's not the best of all the Ghostbusters movies. Definitely better than Answer the Call. But I mean, look, for $12 for just little tiny mini non-Lego, you know, Playmobil figures, they're worth it, honestly. They're worth displaying. I mean, Ghostbusters 2 is not the greatest movie, like I said, but honestly, to have any kind of Ghostbusters, especially little figures of Ghostbusters in your collection, is worth it at that point. So there we go. There's Winston, and there's again his stuff that comes within the backdrop. I took the slime away because I was like, I don't need to put the slime in there. Honestly, I reviewed these guys 3 years ago at this point, and some of their little components are missing stuff. As long as I was able to bring them all back in with all their accessories because I had those attached to them, but their little traps and their little piece of slime, I'm not sure, or I might have misplaced them. But honestly, if you're going to display them, even if you display it with one ghost trap, then you're fine. Everything else coming with them, as long as you have that, then that's good to go. Because I mean, look, these little PKE meters and all this, that makes the figure stand out a lot more, especially with all the little accessories that come with them. So, but all in all, I mean, look, would I say that this has the likeness of Ernie Hudson's Zeddemore? Definitely not, because in Ghostbusters 2, he had more of a flat top. So I would not say that Winston had wavy hair. He basically looks like a black version of the Bill Murray Playmobil character. So yeah, but nonetheless, I was actually excited when I came across Zeddemore. Especially Vanessa was like, well, you know what, you got all 3 of them, so might as well grab Winston. So that's what I did. It only took me 3 years to review him after I reviewed all 3 of them. At least I got this out of the way finally.
The real Ghostbusters will return after these messages. Oh, We now return to the real Ghostbusters.
So there you have it. There's our look today at the Playmobil Ghostbusters 2 Winston Zeddemore. Honestly, a neat looking little figure. As I kept saying, it's not the greatest. You know, it's Playmobil. A lot of time Playmobil, they're very limited with what they do. I know that Funko was putting out some collaborations with Playmobil. And you know what's worth actually getting from Ghostbusters, if you can get your hands on it, would definitely be the Firehouse and the Ecto-1 by Playmobil. Those are a little more on the pricey side. They're like more in the hundreds. But those are really detailed and really well done. I will say that for Playmobil is that when they put out their vehicles, they put out their, you know, their play sets, they're very highly detailed when it comes to that kind of stuff. So that's always worth picking up when it comes to them. In terms of the Ghostbusters stuff, I never got a chance to get my hands on the Ghostbusters 1 Playmobil characters. I mean, I'm assuming they look just like these, but in the beige jumpsuits instead of the black jumpsuits. There are also the real Ghostbusters Playmobil figures that came out a couple of years back as well after these ones. Those, when I saw those, I really wanted to grab those, and I was kind of hoping that they would come to Dollarama, because at the point of time that the real Ghostbusters ones came out, they were about, the asking price was, I think, in between $20 to $25 per Ghostbuster. But I mean, it was a Ghostbuster plus a vehicle and one of the monsters. So there's a whole bunch of things in that box that it came with the real Ghostbusters. And I love the movies. I love every single movie except for Answer the Call. I mentioned that before. But I think my favorite thing when it comes to Ghostbusters has got to be the real Ghostbusters animated series. So anytime I see anything related to real Ghostbusters or any homage to real Ghostbusters, I'm all about it. I know that when it came to the video game, not the most recent one, but the one from a few years ago, from 2021, that video game I think had a few references and callbacks to the real Ghostbusters, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely, if you can find these little characters, you know, for $3 each, it is worth it to put on to grab for your display, even if you're putting it on in your office, on your desk, or if you want to put them on like a little somewhere on a bookshelf or whatnot. Every time you walk by them, at least you'll know those are Ghostbusters. So I definitely recommend picking them up if you can. If you don't like Playmobil, then stay away from these, obviously. But if you don't mind, and you think that, you know, you're a huge Ghostbusters fan, and let's say you do have the original Playmobiles, and you do have the real Ghostbusters, but you did not get a chance to grab these, go after them. I mean, they're neat little figures. I said it in the last video, they're kind of cool. I kind of dig them. And now that I'm in my new place, and now that all four of them are united, I'm definitely going to be putting them up on my bookshelf, all four of them displayed together.
When ghosts come alive and rear their ugly heads, who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
Each told separately.
Any ghosts in the museum? Follow me! Hi, guys! Meet my mummy! The mummy monster! Drop everything, Winston! Heads up, Bankman! Blast him! What a pinhead! Run! Look, little ghost! Ecto 500 will nail him!
The real Ghostbusters, new from Kenner.
Nailed him! I'm on up for this!
So there you have it. There's Winston Zeddemore Playmobil Ghostbusters 2. Let me know down below what you guys thought of this figure. Let me know if you guys collected these Playmobil ones. This is probably like, oh man, if I do a top list of my favorite movies, which maybe that would be a good idea to do one day, this would probably crack the top 3 Ghostbusters because I have such love for that movie. But the real Ghostbusters is literally like one of my top 3 also favorite cartoon series of all time. But that being said, thank you so much for sticking around and watching this video. This was really fun to do. I don't know again why it took me so damn long. Ghostbusters, The Frozen Empire is coming out this year. Are you guys gonna go see that? Let me know down below if you're gonna go see it. Let's talk all things Ghostbusters. If you are brand new to my channel, please and thank you, subscribe. Click the bell to be notified whenever I got some brand new content out. I don't do a lot of Ghostbusters content on my channel, which I probably should. Ghostbusters is a lot of fun. You know what? I'm going to be doing some more video gameplay this year. Maybe we'll do a Ghostbusters gameplay. That'd be a lot of fun. Like the video if you did like what I put out for you today, and I got a whole bunch of other videos out there if you want to go check them out. And comment as well. Thank you so much for being a friend of the channel. I ain't afraid of no ghost. I'll be back again soon with some more videos. Stay cool, stay nerdy, keep hunting, keep collecting. Don't cross those streams. And as always, it's cool if it's nerd cool. Laters!